Hello, welcome to an episode of Rediscovered Movies. I'm your host, Nomfanelo Malloy. So the film that I will be covering today is Everything Everything. So Everything Everything is a 2017 romance drama film that's based on a 2015 novel of the same name by Nicola Yoon. So the film is directed by Stella Meghie, who's known for films such as The Photograph and Gene of the Joneses. The film is written by J. Mills Goodloe, who's known for um, films such as The Age of Adeline and to all of the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. So the film stars Amandla Stenberg, Nick Robinson, and Anika Noni Rose. Here is the synopsis. Maddie, played by Amandla Stenberg, is a smart, curious, and imaginative 18-year-old who is unable to leave the protection of the hermetically sealed environment within her house because of an illness. Ollie, played by Nick Robinson, is the boy next door who won't let that stop them from being together. Gazing through windows and talking only through text, Maddie and Ollie form a deep bond that leads them to risk everything to be together, even if it means losing everything. The film was released in theaters on May 19th, 2017. It had a budget of $10 million. In regards to box office, it made over $61.6 million worldwide. It opened at number 3 domestically with 11.7 million. It was beaten by films such as Alien Covenant and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In regards to critical reception, it has a 2.6 rating on Letterboxd. It won a Teen Choice Award for Choice Movie Drama. It also received 2 Teen Choice nominations for Choice Movie Actress Drama for Amandla Stenberg and Choice Movie Actor Drama for Nick Robinson. So at the time of the recording, it is streaming on MGM and it is available on demand, so check your local provider. All right, let's get into first discoveries. So I believe I saw a trailer of this movie at the time, and I thought, oh, this looks like a cute movie. Even though at that time I was in my 20s, the movie was targeted for teens, but I still wanted to check it out regardless because of the premise and all that stuff. So I was able to see an advanced screening of this film through a contest, and I really enjoyed the movie at the time. I thought it's an adorable teen movie, and I really appreciated the premise of the movie. I thought the cast was great. It has some solid moments and all this stuff. Now, rewatching this movie now, I find like it's still enjoyable to watch, but the flaws are quite noticeable in this movie, but it's still worthwhile to watch, I would say. So let's get into the highlights. So Maddie, our protagonist in this movie, uh, I would say she's a very fish out of water character. So clearly throughout the movie, she is confined to her home because of her illness. So she has skid, I believe. So because of that, she can't leave her house and has to maintain a strict lifestyle, such as maintaining the cleanliness so that she doesn't catch germs and all that stuff. She's able to use like the internet and all that stuff, but clearly like she's not familiar with the outside world because there's only so much that internet books or any resources can teach you essentially. And yeah, like I appreciate that the character loves books, especially these days where everything is online. It's nice to appreciate books. And you could argue, yes, that the character is very naive as she, has limited perspective and all that stuff, but clearly, yes, she's filled with curiosity and wants to explore the outside world, despite the risk given her situation. And she wants to visit Hawaii because of the ocean. I mean, yeah, when you see pictures of Hawaii, like it looks gorgeous. I've never been to Hawaii, but I hear that Hawaii is one of those great tourist attractions if you want to take a summer vacation and all that stuff. So, yeah, like even though like Maddie, is filled with excitement when it comes to exploring, she's a very lonely character because she essentially, even though she has her mom and Carla, she really spends most of the time alone in her room. So you kind of feel bad for the character because of her situation. So there's that. Also too, I thought Maddie and Ollie, they work as a pair because both I mean, of course, it was expected that they were gonna be a couple and all that stuff, but both of them are dealing with their own traumas at home because obviously Maddie with her illness and all that stuff, but with Ollie, it seemed like he's was dealing with abuse from from his father. Because I believe that the father is quite aggressive. Apparently, we don't really see it on screen, but Ollie does mention that the father often drinks and takes out his frustrations towards family and all this stuff, which is why he and the rest of his family members have the desire to move out like away to New York and all that stuff. And yeah, like even though they're both dealing with their issues, it seems that they connect in various ways as a pairing. So there's that. Also too, what I liked was the presentation of Ollie and Maddie's phone or text conversations, because clearly they're set for Maddie's POV, which is very imaginative, whether it is taking place either inside a library or within like outer space at some point or at a restaurant. I thought that was cute to watch, and clearly like filmmakers had fun with those sequences. And at one point, Ollie, he wrote messages on paper, which reminded me of that Taylor Swift video, "You Belong With Me," where she and the love interest are exchanging messages on like a Bristol board. So I thought that was kind of funny. Also too, I enjoyed Carla as Maddie's like confidant, even though she's working for Maddie's mom, Pauline. She is quite warm with her approach, which is the opposite of Pauline, and loved how she's very caring of Maddie, even though like she doesn't technically have to in her position, but it's nice that she looks out for her, even though she ends up losing her job at the end. But it's nice that Carla is one of the people in Maddie's life that cares about Maddie. Um, Also, too, when Maddie goes outside for the first time, I like how there was tension there because you were uncertain if she was. I mean, I don't think she was going to die immediately, but it was unclear if she was going to have some sort of reaction to that. And because that was when she sees Ollie having an argument with his father, and she essentially comes racing outside to try to help him out. But then Ollie tells her to go back inside for safety reasons and all that stuff. So yeah, I liked the tension there. It kind of kept you as the viewer on the edge of your toes. And yeah, there was quite a lot of familiar songs in this movie. Not too familiar for me, but I'm sure for some people out there be familiar. In fact, one of the more familiar songs is in this movie is Billie Eilish's Ocean Eyes. And I thought, yeah, that was an interesting choice because I believe that is played when Carla's daughter visits Maddie at her bedroom to talk about Ollie. So yeah, I haven't listened to that song in a while, but yeah, that's an interesting choice to have. And when I was looking through the soundtrack for this movie, Ocean Eyes was listed, so I wasn't sure if this song was created specifically for the movie or was just included for the soundtrack. But yeah, I thought that was a solid choice, I would say. And a scene that I enjoyed was when Maddie and Ollie are on vacation. Maddie, she finally jumps into the water. So I found in a way that it was like a catharsis for her. She got to essentially break free and not worry about, external factors and all that stuff. So she really got to essentially be in her comfort zone at that moment. So I thought that was a nice moment. And that's all I had, but I do appreciate the look of this movie, from the visuals to the production design and all this stuff. And also too, this is an underrated score by Ludwig Göransson. So yeah, there's that. In regards to Lowlights, so let's talk about Maddie's condition. So I believe this is also in the book as well too, but um, so it's revealed that Maddie doesn't actually have SCID, um, because Pauline essentially lied about that to keep Maddie close after the deaths of Pauline's husband and son. So I don't know, because there was a lot of backlash when it came to that aspect of the movie, which I'll talk about in the trivia section. But I felt maybe, again, because this was also in the book as well too, but I thought maybe like it could have been utilized better with that, or maybe just change it to where, I don't know, she has like an allergic reaction or infection or something along those lines. Also too, I wondered how Pauline could afford this lifestyle. Like how could she, I believe she is a doctor, so I wonder how could she afford all of this stuff? Because the house, that's expensive, having that big of a house in LA with a nurse. So I just wondered how could she afford all that stuff? Because since she's a single parent, because I wonder, is the character a surgeon? Because I know in LA there's a lot of plastic surgeons and all that stuff. Or is she a doctor for a specific clientele, maybe for wealthy people? We don't know. But I just wondered, how was she able to afford all of that stuff? I don't know. Also too, so after Maddie decides to do impromptu vacation to Hawaii, how was she able to travel without a passport? Because getting a passport takes time. It doesn't come quickly, and it ain't cheap too. So yeah, that part just like kind of threw me off. Yeah, and also too, when Maddie and Ollie had their date inside, Maddie's, I keep saying Molly. When Maddie and Ollie had their date inside Maddie's house, I just wondered, the choice with the subtitles for me just felt weird. Um, because it wouldn't have been better like to just remove that, because I think it's pretty clear on what each character is thinking through their reactions. But yeah, the subtitles could have been removed for me. And also to the bundt cake. So I never had bundt cake. I don't know how it tastes like, but after Ollie drops it, I'm surprised that it's still able to stick to stay in one piece? Because is it to show that bun cakes are really that dry and can maintain its shape? I don't know. I don't know. So let's get into trivia. So there wasn't a lot that I could find. So in regards to differences between the book and the movie, there wasn't a lot. So in the book, when Ollie visits Maddie, he does all these parkour tricks and teaches Maddie to do a handstand. In the movie, she claims she can do a handstand right away and does one. The movie heavily emphasizes Carla's daughter Rosa's role in the story. In the book, when Ollie Maddie gets white, he has to convince a native Hawaiian lady to give Maddie a lei, I guess a lace? That's what it's called? I'm not sure. In the book, Maddie's suit is bright pink, not yellow. In the book, they meet with Ollie's gay rock star friend at a restaurant. So there's that. Because I do wonder if you have read the book, what are your thoughts on this movie? So just let me know on that if you've read the book for this movie and have seen the movie. And lastly, so the Immune Deficiency Foundation criticized the film as erroneously misrepresenting SCID through worn stereotypes and misinformation, singling out in particular the film's use of Munchausen's by proxy as damaging the patients who actually have SCID. Yeah, because while like doing research for this episode, I did come across the criticisms for this movie, which included that aspect of the movie. So yeah, because I wondered too, like with the book, since there weren't any major changes, did it had similar criticisms with that? I don't know. So yeah, that was quite unfortunate, and I do get for those that took issue with that are upset with the choices that both the film and the book made in regards to that. So, last question. Should this movie be rediscovered? And I say, yeah, for sure. Even though, like I said, the flaws are noticeable, such as the skid aspects and all this stuff, but it's still a watchable movie. I would say like as a teen movie in the modern era, it works. It has its moments and all that stuff. So I say, yeah, check it out. All right. So that pretty much concludes this episode of the podcast. So you can find me on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Linktree at Nomfanelo. You can find the podcast on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Linktree at RD Movies Pod. On the Spotify app, you could answer the feature poll, you could leave a comment, and rate the podcast. On Apple Podcasts, you could leave a review and rate the podcast. And you could submit questions, comments, and suggestions by email, which is rediscoveredmovies@gmail.com, to be featured on the after show, which will air after the season finale. All right, so I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next one.